Okay, so I'm going to tell you the last time Jack went to the vet. So to start off with, Jack is not a fan of the vet. Um, and so he has to get medicine to go to the vet to help calm him down. And with that, he also doesn't like pills. And so he is a smart dog, and he has learned that I started off, when I was younger, I always had dogs, and we had peanut butter and gave them peanut butter, and they'd lick it up and they'd eat the pill. So Jack has learned that peanut butter means he's getting a pill. So Jack doesn't like peanut butter anymore. And I can't even give him treats with peanut butter, like as peanut butter treats, because he just won't take it. He associates it with a pill. So then I started using just anything, like putting it in cheese, putting it in whatever, he'll eat whatever. But if it's got a pill in it, he will spit the pill out. So in that case, I am not happy when I have to give him a pill. It's not fun. And me and my husband recently, probably a couple months or so ago, we found that CBD oil really works for Jack, and it helps calm him down. And so we'll give him some CBD oil on a treat, and he eats the treat. He's fine with it. He doesn't have any problems with that at all. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we do the CBD oil. So he has got a vet appointment, right? And so instead of giving him 4 pills, 4, he has to take 2 the night before, and then 2 about an hour before the appointment. So instead of doing 4 pills, because the only way to now give him a pill is to hold his mouth open, shove the pill down his throat, close his mouth, and then massage his neck, and then you have to feel him swallow. And I've had it to the point now that Jack swallowed, I let go of his mouth, and he spit the pill still up. So I'm not giving him another pill. That's too much work. So I was like, I'm going to try the CBD oil. Let's do it that way. So Monday comes around, and we go, I give him CBD oil on Sunday. I gave him CBD oil on Monday about 15 minutes before the appointment, which is about how long it takes to kick in. And we're at the appointment. He is happy-go-lucky Jack. He is loving up on the vet techs. He is, doing his thing. And then they come in, and Jack does sometimes get, he doesn't like to be held, and he gets a little aggressive with that. So they have to muzzle him. So put the muzzle on him, and as soon as you put the muzzle on him, he's like, okay, I'm done. We're not doing anything anymore. We're just going to chill. So he chilled in the corner, and he stayed in the corner, and the vet techs were like, no, we're not going to try anything because he doesn't have trazodone. And I was like, okay, well, in my mind, I was like, trazodone and the CBD oil are going to do the exact same thing. So I don't understand why we have to go through the whole pill process if I can just give him trazodone. So, I talked to them about, well, is there something we can do better besides me having to force a pill down his throat? Because that's not fun for me, and I'm sure it's not fun for Jack. And so they pretty much just were like, well, try putting it in some kind of brothy, thing, yada, yada, yada. We made another appointment for Friday. And so I was like, okay. So Friday comes around, and Thursday night, gave him the 2 pills. I decided to get smart this time, and I was looking for some kind of brothy substance, and I was like, well, the only thing I really have is soup, and I'm not going to make Jack a whole bowl of soup and then, have to throw it away or I guess heat it up and give it to him tomorrow. Like, no, I'm not giving him a whole bowl of soup. So I cooked it in some eggs. I chopped up that pill, and I put it in the eggs, and Jack had a nice bowl of eggs and his cereal, or in his dog food that night. So he ate the eggs and the dog food. I was like, cool, that's going to work perfect. The next day, about an hour before the appointment, same thing, put it in some eggs, and we went to the appointment. So by this time, Jack had 4 trazodone pills in him. We are at this appointment, and we walk in there, and I also too was like, maybe if I muzzle him at home and then bring him to the vet, he'll already be muzzled, and it just won't be a big of an issue when you put the muzzle on him. Anyway, so he came in, we got into the vet, and normally he goes up and gets his weight checked. Like, they just stand on that weight thing. And normally Jack just walks up on just fine, but no, he took 2 steps on it, had his front paws on it, and then I'm kind of pulling him a little bit to get the back feet on it, and he just sits down right on the edge of it, so he is not on it. And I told the lady, I was like, well, we just got his weight checked on Monday. Do we really need to do this? And she's like, oh, okay, I guess we're fine. So we go back to the room. And we're in there, and the ladies come in. And this time, Jack just ain't having it with those girls. He's like, nah, I don't want to be here. And so they were like, well, what's going on? I said, well, I gave him the trazodone. I said, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, he had the 4 pills. The vet ended up coming in and was talking to me, and she's like, yeah, I can tell he had the trazodone. His eyes are bloodshot. Like, he's pretty high right now. She was like, oh, is there any way you can hold on to him? And I was like, no, I'm not holding him down. He'll end up, I've tried it before, and he can pop me pretty well, and I don't want a bloody nose or lip or whatever. So I was like, but my husband can do it pretty well, and he's like 15, 20 minutes away. So she was like, okay, well, let's wait for him to come, and we'll see how it goes. And so anyways, about 15, 20 minutes later, Preston shows up, and me and him switch places, and I go sit in the car. And I'm waiting, and I'm like, okay, this won't take long. Preston's just going to hold Jack down. Jack will get the shot. Everything's going to be all good. Won't be that long. I think I waited in the car 40, 45 minutes. I messaged Preston once or twice and been like, hey, like, what's happening? And he didn't message back. Eventually, he came out and gave me Jack. Then he told me what? I was like, what happened? Why did it take so long? And he says, Morgan, he said, Jack wouldn't behave. Like, we couldn't get him to calm down. He said they ended up having to give him 1/4 of a horse tranquilizer that was supposed to take 15 minutes to get into effect. He said they waited 20 minutes, and Jack was still fighting them. He was fighting them to a point that that Preston and the vet had to sit on top of Jack just to give him a shot. Do you know how much willpower that takes? He had 4 trazodones, so he was already high. Then 1/4 of a horse tranquilizer. This dog is not that big. He's like 40 pounds, if that. So he is not a big dog. Like, he was fighting it. He was fighting the mess out of those pills.